While most modern blockbusters routinely deliver stories that resonate with a certain familiarity, these hit films did just the opposite. Abandoning the comfortable status quo of more traditional tales, they stand out as some of the most notable films that have left audiences bamboozled as they tried to wrap their heads around what they had just watched. The fact is, some films insist upon being viewed not just once, but twice, or even 3, 4, or 20 times to be fully understood. Featuring complex narratives that demand repeat viewings to be properly digested, we present to you the top 10 best mind-blowing movies that left viewers' heads spinning when the credits rolled. Before we delve into the list, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more thrilling content. Number 10, Upstream Color, 2013. A terribly underappreciated yet thought-provoking and intriguing movie that represents much of American experimental cinema at its captivating best. Upstream Color was as confounding as it was abstract from start to finish. The basic premise follows a young woman who is abducted and experimented on with larvae, which makes her extremely susceptible to suggestion. A year after Chris, portrayed by Amy Seimetz, is released, she meets a man who underwent a similar ordeal, and they form a connection as their emotional and mental states are impacted by the experiences of other lifeforms the parasitic larvae come into contact with. As wonderfully bizarre as the story is, the full weight of its extravagant thematic ambitions warrants multiple viewings to comprehend. Number 9, Tar, 2022. Director Todd Field's Tar rightly gained recognition during the 2022-23 awards circuit, particularly for Cate Blanchett's remarkable performance, which earned her a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Motion Picture. The film is centered on the fictional renowned composer and conductor Lydia Tarr, portrayed by Blanchett, who is soon thrust into the spotlight for her questionable interactions with Mintz. Subtle, daring, and bold all at once, Tar will catch viewers off guard with its wholly original perspective and nuanced storytelling. There are so many clues and small details throughout the film that absolutely demand a second or even a third viewing of what is sure to be among the greatest movies of this decade. Number 8, Synecdoche, New York, 2008. Ever the unsurpassed master of opaque yet tender storytelling, Charlie Kaufman's directorial debut can only be described as entirely surreal. Something of a cult classic, Synecdoche, New York offers a challenging viewing experience perfect for those who like plenty to grapple with when they watch a movie. It sees Philip Seymour Hoffman star as a lonely and unfortunate theater director who convinces a group of actors to live in a mock-up of New York City in preparation for a new play. Hoffman's typically brilliant starring performance is well supported by an extensive ensemble cast, which is forced to do a lot of the legwork to hook the viewer into the film's surreal atmosphere and intriguing yet unconventional plot. Ultimately, Synecdoche, New York demands multiple viewings to be wholly dissected and understood.
You're very welcome, young lady.
Number 7, Enemy, 2013. An understated yet eerie psychological thriller, Enemy, directed by Denis Villeneuve and released in 2013, stars Jake Gyllenhaal. Imbued with the disconcerting motif of spiders, Enemy follows a college professor as he tracks down an extra in a movie who looks exactly like him. When the two finally meet, however, the lives of both men are changed forever. The film holds no qualms about being persistently mysterious and difficult to track, but the complicated situation between the two men is never anything but completely enthralling to watch unfold. Based on Jose Saramago's novel The Double, Javier Golan's screenplay always poses more questions than answers, especially after Enemy's bizarre and unsettling ending. Villeneuve takes great delight in withholding convenient resolutions from the audience, making for a film that needs to be revisited and scrupulously analyzed.
You're crazy. I'm crazy!
Number 6, Incendies, 2010. Another Denis Villeneuve film, Incendies would go on to become Canada's selection for Best Foreign Language Film at the 83rd Academy Awards, successfully earning a nomination. Featuring both French and Arabic characters, it follows two adult siblings in Canada who strive to fulfill their mother's final wish, delivering a letter to a brother they didn't know they had and another to their father who they thought was dead. The journey sees them venture to an unnamed Levantine country where they learn of their mother's harrowing war-torn past. The film doesn't confuse viewers with its story structure so much as it delivers such a brutal viewing experience that comprehending everything can be difficult the first time around. For many, Incendies will be a film that's far too disturbing to revisit, but a second watch will allow for the underlying tragedy of family love to prevail over the film's more unforgettably devastating reveals. Number 5. Mr. Nobody, 2009. An enticing and thought-provoking sci-fi drama that engages in sliding door speculation, Mr. Nobody was an underrated film upon release. It stars Jared Leto as Nemo Nobody, a 118-year-old man who is the last mortal human in an advanced future, who recounts his childhood as well as his romances and hardships to a doctor and a journalist. As he shares more of his experiences, the film also explores what other trajectories his life may have taken had he made different decisions at certain points. Mr. Nobody's complex and non-linear narrative structure makes for a confusing watch, but it is a movie worth returning to in order to understand and engage with more completely. It also has quite the visual display to make repeat viewings more enticing as well.
I haven't been alive enough.
Number 4. Cloud Atlas, 2012. The Wachowskis are certainly no strangers to mind-boggling stories. Released in 2012, Cloud Atlas may be their most underappreciated release, serving as an ambitious adaptation of David Mitchell's novel. The film follows 6 different stories set in completely different eras, suggesting a connection between souls over time. By using the same cast members across the 6 different tales and mixing up who plays what roles in terms of protagonists and villains, the film shows little interest in easing audiences into its elaborate story. It leaps wildly, taking viewers from the Pacific Islands in the 1840s to the modern day into a distant future beyond societal collapse at breakneck speed. Cloud Atlas proved to be fiercely polarizing in the eyes of critics, with some celebrating its ambitious scope while others criticized it for being overly complex.
A better world. And I'll be waiting for you there.
Number 3. Donnie Darko, 2001. Donnie Darko is a classic sci-fi psychological thriller that chronicles the journey of the titular protagonist portrayed by Jake Gyllenhaal, a disturbed teenager living in a suburban community who begins to have dreams of a huge rabbit named Frank. As Donnie begins to follow Frank's directions, strange and terrible events occur, and he realizes that he may be living in a parallel reality, and that his visions may be a warning of an inevitable catastrophe. Directed by Richard Kelly, the film received critical acclaim for its thought-provoking story and its exploration of themes such as time travel and parallel universes. It has an uncanny ability to inspire apprehension and fear in viewers through its atmosphere and pacing. This, along with Donnie Darko's non-linear plot and jarring ending, places it among the mind-blowing movies that require more than one viewing to fully grasp. Number 2. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004. Genre mashes of science fiction and romantic drama are all too rare, as they often result in thought-provoking films that excel at making audiences care deeply for their characters. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is the pinnacle of the subgenre with Charlie Kaufman's Oscar-winning screenplay, unafraid of a chaotic journey through the human psyche rutted with emotional turmoil. It follows a couple in the wake of a sour breakup, who each attempt to have a medical procedure done which will erase all memory of their time together. However, as they are confronted with the highlights of their romance, they have second thoughts about the process. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet put in powerhouse performances, and the film's beautiful yet deft story requires repeat viewings to be fully appreciated.
Everything. Every damn embarrassing thing, you know.
Number 1. The Prestige, 2006. Throughout his illustrious career, Christopher Nolan has regularly proved that he is at his absolute best when he is at his most ambitious, and The Prestige is a prime example of just that. Based on Christopher Priest's novel, it tracks the violent rivalry of two 1890s magicians and their relentless endeavor to perform the perfect trick and best the other in the process. Ego and deceit define the two characters as the story's twists and turns continually fool the audience, seeing the narrative drift from a period piece, character-driven thriller to a convoluted web of science fiction mystery. It's surprising how neat and satisfying The Prestige's conclusion ends up being, making it worthy of multiple rewatches, where audiences see so much more, from overarching plot points to how relationships between characters evolve.
Abracadabra.
If you like a video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.